In this video, I will be ranking every book, specifically Minecraft books, and specifically Minecraft Enchanted books. This might be my most controversial video. And before the video starts, I just want to say I'm sorry I haven't uploaded in so long. This video has taken a really long time with many failures along the way, with the video being deleted and stuff, but here it is. Okay, just to clarify, this is gonna be made in Bedrock 1.20, and I said Bedrock, so the Java players quit screaming at me. Alright, now let's get into the video. There are 40 enchantments in Minecraft, and there are a few that I just do not like, and there are a few that I absolutely adore, and I don't even know what I would do without them, yeah. So, let's go ahead and get into the worst enchantment in Minecraft. And now, this is a little bit hard for me to do, because there's just so many enchantments that I do not like. So, yeah, but these are just my opinions, so don't give me hate for this. Number 40, projectile protection. Now, the reason I'm putting this one in last is because this enchantment is pretty much worthless. All the mobs that do projectiles, like that shoot all those projectiles, are kind of rare in some cases. So, and not only that, protection 4, to any kind of protection, will already protect you from all those projectiles. So there's literally no reason to ever want this. Now you may be wondering, why am I not putting Curse of Binding or Curse of Vanishing? It's because those enchantments I actually like, and I'll explain why in a second. But yes, I despise projectile protection. Honestly, you don't even deserve anything. Like, this enchantment sucks. I mean, there's just no reason to ever want it. I'm sure you all expect the Band of Arthropods to be like in last, and because it kind of sucks. Now, the mobs it applies to are also really dumb. Like, it does bees, silverfish, spiders, cave spiders, and endermite. And all these mobs with the sharpness 5 sword you can already kill one shot. Now, I don't really have any footage, so you're just gonna have to deal with this. Basically, it just one-shots any of those mobs. It's really pointless and useless, and there's really no reason to want this, because it takes off sharpness, one of the most important things in the game, because let's think about it. You're thinking of taking off everything. There's so many other mobs, and you're just removing that effect off of it. You're an idiot if you use, okay, maybe not, but still, it's just pointless. Why would you want this? And oh my gosh, it gives slowness 4! Piercing. I'm not a fan of crossbows, so I'm gonna put it here. I just don't like crossbows, and I don't really care. Like, what time do you need to shoot, like, more than one mob while you're shooting a crossbow? It just doesn't make sense to me. Sure, it's good in Java Edition for that one advancement, but, like, this is a Bedrock tier list. So, like, there's really no reason for this enchantment. I do not care about it. So, I'm gonna put it very low down. This enchantment is worth putting on crossbows, I suppose. But it's just not the best. I don't hate it, but it's just not very good, in my opinion. Alright, now we're starting to get into the parts of it where, now they're actually starting to get decent. So, like, we're getting into the cool ones. Like, some I actually don't hate and I would use, but I don't really need it. So, here it is. Knockback. This is one that really made me want to make this video. Knockback is one of the most controversial enchantments. A lot of people love it, and some people don't, and I'm one of those people. I don't like knockback on my sword. Honestly, it's just so annoying to me, because let's say you're fighting a skeleton, and you just knock it back, and then it just shoots you. It's good with creepers and stuff, but, like, Enderman farms, any kind of farm. It's annoying to have. And especially when you're like fighting a wither skeleton on Nether Fortress, you just fight it off the edge and it goes into the universe. It just goes into space. I don't really mind its existence. If it's on my sword, it's on my sword. I don't really care, but you know, I would prefer off. Thorns. If you don't know what this enchantment does, it basically does damage to mobs that hit you. I mean, it's helpful, but the damage it does isn't that much, and honestly, it damages your armor, but if you have Unbreaking 3 and Mending, you'll probably be okay. But like, I don't really need to put it on my armor. I don't really mind if it's on. Just like Knockback, I don't really mind if it's on. I would just prefer it off. But Thorns, I honestly don't care if it's on. I won't bother taking it off. It's a decent enchantment, it's just, I'm not a fan of it. I don't really know. It's not something I want on my armor. I'd rather have something else if they ever add another enchantment. Just not the best enchantment I've ever seen. Literally all the same reason as piercing, just it's cool to hit people with the rockets with it. So that's a plus. Punch is basically just knockback, but you can put on bows. Now you may be wondering, why is this higher up than just regular knockback? Well, it's actually because it's pretty decent. I actually really like it. I don't know, like, it allows you to knock mobs back and they can just get an extra hit. Like, for creepers, this is very good. Like, it's high ground. Like, whenever you have high ground, it's just really good. I like putting this in my bows. So, yeah. This enchantment seems great for everything, like, you know, you can walk on water, basically. Like, that's crazy. You can walk on water. It's insane. You can sprint jump on it. I don't think Java can do that, so that's pretty cool. But one thing that it takes away, the reason I'm putting it so low, is because you cannot have Depth Strider with it. One of the most important enchantments in the game. Every time I start a new survival world, I can't stand it. I always forget how slow you are without Depth Strider. And, well, if you're having a farm, like an XP farm, your early XP farm with a skeleton spawn or something, good luck, because that's gonna, if you have Frostwalker, that will take it off. Like, it'll just freeze the water, and you'll think it's broken, so that's sucky. That's why I don't really care for this enchantment. Why do we have not a sweeping edge in the game? It would be so perfect. Look at me slicing these Endermen in half. Like, just give us sweeping edge. Oh my gosh, I'm desperate. Please, I hate that. This essentially allows you to charge up your crossbow quicker, but like I said, I don't really care for crossbows, so I don't care. Like, I don't really want. Okay, now we're starting to get where the enchantments are getting, like, really good and basically have no downsides except for a few things. But here they are. Let's go! So lore basically does, lore increases the rate of something biting the player's hook while fishing. Specifically, it decreases the wait time for something to appear by 5 seconds per level. See fishing for more information. I knew that. That seems pretty good. Yeah, next one. That's pretty good. So, Legacy Sea basically allows you to get more stuff, such as enchanted books and other stuff that you want to get for fishing. Now, as much as this is, like, this is really good, like, this is really good, and this is, like, super good, so why is it so low? Or high, I don't know. The reason is, I don't fish. I've never fished in my life. I've never done it, like, never once. I've never, like, I mean, it's good. It has no downsides, it just never fish, so I'm putting it here. I mean, there's a reason. I literally never fish, that's all. You may be wondering, why is Cursive Binding so high? Well, it's because it actually has a use that is sadly getting patched in one of the next updates. Curse of Binding Pumpkins. These things are hilarious, mainly because you control your friends, which you probably don't have those, but you can troll them. If you have the Spencer, and you get your closest friend, your loser friend, you can just activate the Spencer on their head, and then never be able to take it off unless they die. So this is really bad in hardcore, but this is bedrock, so it doesn't really matter. But if you're doing this like in a server with keep inventory on, congratulations, you just ruined your friend's life. So good job. Yeah, let's move on to the next one. Just this Curse of Binding, Curse of Vanishing seems to be a terrible enchantment, but actually it has one amazing upside, and that is in multiplayer. If you're playing on a multiplayer server, I like lifesteal. I don't know, you play on lifesteal. I mean, like what? If you have Curse of Vanishing, if somebody's trying to kill you, they won't be able to get your armor or anything if you have Curse of Vanishing on it. And this has no effect in Minecraft Hardcore, which is amazing because like. The objective is not to die, so this really has no effect besides the too expensive screen. But that's why I really like this enchantment. Riptide is a trident enchantment that'll basically allow you, just as an elytra, to fly through the air. However, it only works in water, and I understand why, because, well, that's the elytra's job. But there's one downside. You still take fall damage, but it's really funny to see you falling from the sky like a plane crash. The reason I'm putting this here is there's so many better enchantments, but this enchantment overall is pretty good. It's just not the best, like, for tridents for me. I don't really use tridents for combat, but until I realized they're literally freaking overpowered. But I typically use them just to get mob heads, and that's it. I never speak of it again. That's really it. Still trying to get that stupid piglin head. But overall, it's a pretty good enchantment. It does more damage to aquatic mobs. No, not really. It also does more damage to mobs that go in water, which is a little wild. So we have something better than Java, so that's pretty cool. Loyalty is another enchantment that goes on tridents, except it will return to you once you throw it, which is very nice for the next enchantment we're going to be ranking. And I don't think the enchantment would be the best, as good as it is without it. So I'm going to put it here. This enchantment is really good, and however, like I said, I'm not really a fan of tridents, but either way, it's still a pretty good enchantment. So it's still pretty cool. This enchantment, I don't use tridents that much. I just said that, but it's pretty good. Channeling is one of the coolest enchantments in the game, mainly because it strikes things with lightning. There's one thing that it strikes with lightning that is really important. Creepers, which will turn them into charged creepers. Then if you if you make them explode in front of another mob, such as a zombie, piglin, skeleton, which you can just find in Ancient City, so it's nameable, and is that it? And the creeper head. You'll get their head. I don't understand why they don't just have this in general. I mean, there are mods that do this, but still, I would like to see this in vanilla. But overall, it's just such a cool enchantment, and I really like collecting these. I still don't have the piglin head though, so I'm very upset. Infinity or Second Bow enchantment. This enchantment essentially allows you to get infinite ammo with one arrow. If you have one arrow in your inventory, you have infinite. No matter what, it'll stay. This enchantment is very helpful for a lot of things, and I just would prefer mending because I don't want my bow breaking. However, this enchantment is very good. This would be very nice. This is probably very good for PvP and stuff. Overall, it does its job pretty well as an enchantment. I'm I'm sure you expected fire protection to be in last place, but overall I think it's a solid enchantment. It does its job pretty well. I always put this enchantment on my armor because I just think it's so useful. Now, you obviously disagree, or maybe you don't, I don't know. I just think it's so helpful with blazes and stuff, and I am one who falls in lava a lot too, and I'm never carrying a fire res potion. I don't know who does that, but if you do, cool. I mean, it's also very good in, as soon as you start your world, because it's a must-have, because if you have low armor, you're definitely dead. Or you could use a fire res potion like everyone else has. Blast protection is exactly what it sounds like. It protects you from explosions. However, explosions are a lot more common in the overworld, because I basically explore every single thing in the entire game. Because there's creepers to other things such as withers. I don't have this on my armor, sadly, because I already have protection on it. But I seriously recommend putting this on one of your pieces of armor, because it'll help you so much, to be honest. So honestly, I think it's a pretty solid enchantment, so I'm gonna put it right here.
Also, I love slaughtering creepers itself.
Aqua Infinity allows you to mine quicker underwater, which could be very useful, because it does take a very long time to mine underwater without it, and I feel like I take it for granted, because it takes so long to mine underwater, if you haven't noticed. It takes forever without it, so whenever I start a new world, I'm like, it feels so weird not having it. So this enchantment definitely deserves to be put here. It is a very good enchantment. It served its purpose very well in the 40 enchantments. Flame is one of the best enchantments that can go on a bow, specifically because it's literally, it's just freaking overpowered. Once you hit a mob, it'll just die because of the fire. It makes it so much better. This enchantment makes bows a lot more interesting. If you watch my live streams, then you know this is always on all my bows. I think it's one of the most helpful in the game. Smite is basically Bane of Arthropods, except 10 times better, because it applies to much more common mobs that do not die to a sharpness 5 sword. So these mobs are withers, zombies, skeletons, drowned, and any other undead mob. Oh, and zombified pigmen. Zombified piglin, whatever they call them. I call them zombie pigments for the veterans. But this enchantment is so useful. In Bedrock Edition, it is so difficult to kill the wither. Without a sword, without just the sharpness 5 sword, it takes much longer, but the smite 5 sword, it's guaranteed you're gonna kill the wither. It's very powerful. You're practically, the wither can't even touch you. I'm gonna put it here. I think this enchantment earned its mark. This may come as a surprise, because I always complain when I don't have Swift Sneak. Mainly because it takes so long to bridge places when you're crouching, trying to be safe. Let's say you're in the End Islands. It is and when you do have, it's a freaking game changer. You go so quick. Look at me mining. You go 100 miles an hour. So this enchantment, clearly, it's just so good. The way you get it is a little difficult. You have to loot an ancient city, but it's such a good enchantment. It lets you sneak quicker. It's very simple, but it is very good. Power essentially gives more, power to your bow. And the damage it does is a lot more. I don't really know what it is, but I know it's a lot more. And combined with flame, I just don't even know what to put. You destroy anything inside. You obliterate any of your enemies. I just don't even know how to put it. It's such a good enchantment. Sadly, I accidentally grinded off my bow, but this enchantment is a serious W. It gives more power to your bow, combined with flame, punch, and all those other enchantments. It is an overpowered enchantment. This enchantment deserves to be here. This enchantment is just so much fun to use. If you don't know what it does, it basically allows you to go faster on soul sand. Wow, who would have guessed it? Like how? It's just and soul soil. I can't forget that. It is, but it is so much fun to use in a Soul Sand Valley. That's why the Soul Sand Valley. It makes the Soul Sand Valley one of my favorite biomes. Usually, it's a hassle to travel through, but with this enchantment, it makes it so much fun.
The way you get it is very scuffed and annoying. You get it from piglins or you can get it from bastions, but who cares?
This enchantment is very good if you're planning to spend a lot of time underwater. It gives you extra seconds underwater, so Respiration 1 gives you 30 seconds, Respiration 2 gives you 45 seconds, and Respiration 3 gives you an entire minute. Wow, it really makes the turtle shell pointless, doesn't it? I mean, there is the Turtle Master Potion, that's not really why we're here. This is very good for raiding ocean monuments. It's almost needed, or you could just make water-breathing potions if you're a lame person. I always put this on my helmet because I think it's one of the most helpful in the game. This enchantment allows you to go through water quicker, which if you didn't know, that can save you a lot of time. For me, this enchantment is a must-have. Whenever I start a new world, it's just, I'm so slow in water. It's seriously a must-have. So it makes sense why I'm putting this here. Let me know if you agree on this one. Oh my god. Okay, so turns out the internet was lying to me. This is why you shouldn't trust the internet. I thought there were 40 enchantments. Nope. Turns out I was just being lied to the entire time. They were repeating enchantments and I had no idea. How is there 40 enchantments? There's only 30. From what I counted, there's only 30. Okay. We have 8 enchantments left. That's okay. Feather falling allows you to fall further, which can be very nice if you're caving and there's like a fall that will kill you. I think it will allow you to fall 48 blocks. I swear I tried googling this and I didn't find it anywhere, so can you help me with this? I'm pretty sure it's 48 blocks though. And I always put this enchantment on my armor because I just think it's one of the most helpful. I feel like I take this enchantment for granted. I would probably be dead in my survival world so many times if it wasn't for this enchantment. This enchantment was really hard for me to rank because I absolutely love this enchantment. In my survival world, it's basically in all my live streams. In all my videos, I always get my hands on this enchantment. I always want to because it's just so helpful. And it does one thing though that is just so good. It lights mobs on fire. That's it. However, it does cook the food that mobs drop. It does extra damage to mobs just like flame. So that makes it so helpful. Like it does extra damage. Like the spiders is much more helpful because I despise them sometimes, if that makes sense. This is a must-have enchantment for me. I know I've said this for most of them, but I'm serious about this one. I really love this. Don't know what I'd do without it. This enchantment isn't hard to rank at all. However, I just don't know how to say what it does. It just protects you, and that is one of the most helpful things in the game. It's the most helpful protection by far. I can't even begin to explain on how helpful it is. It doesn't have like a cap on like fire protection and blast protection. Like if you're wearing a full set of blast protection, you're actually kind of dumb. Just put on one piece of armor and there you go. You got amazing armor. Yay, repeat. Okay. But this enchantment is just so useful. I don't even know what to say for it. Like, it's just protecting you. There's nothing else to say for it. This obviously goes here. You expected this. Or maybe you didn't. You projectile protection fan! You traitor! If you've somehow been living under a rock all your life, this enchantment just makes your sword, well, sharper, which is very useful for combat, and literally everything. I literally don't even know what to say. It's like the same thing as protection. It's just, I don't even know what to say for this. It's just so helpful. It makes your sword sharper. It's very cool, very cool. It's like the king, like Band of Arthropods has nothing on this. It's terrible compared to this, obviously, because I placed it at 39. So, Yeah, I don't really know what to say. I'm getting a little carried away. Dude, my calculations are so off. There is 40. Is there even 40 enchantments? Am I missing something? Because I'm so confused. Now we have. Okay, I'm just so lost. Okay, efficiency. It is number 4 because it's so quick and cool. You're not getting any footage for this one. It makes things, and it makes your mining quicker. Very cool. It's so easy to mine things, especially with haste. You're basically the Flash. It's amazing. Efficiency is one of the great. It's the goat. Okay. Silk Touch allows you to pick up items that you can't regularly, such as, well, stone, but you can smelt that, so nobody cares, or, more importantly, ores, which, as you can see here, Deep Slate Emerald, which is literally the rarest ore in the game. It took me so long to find. But this ore, it would be so sad if you just mine it with fortune or something, or just regularly, because without it, you wouldn't even be able to showcase some certain things. So I'm really glad this enchantment exists. But wait, how do you mine the ores? Fortune allows you to get more items from the ores you mine. This applies to diamonds, gold, lapis, iron, copper, coal, emerald, and I don't know if I said lapis, but there's a little bit more, but I'm not just gonna say. But it doesn't apply to 18 debris, so stop asking. But this is very helpful when, first of all, in the beginning of the game, it is so helpful when you're looking for diamond tools and a full set of diamond armor. Or you can just trade with villagers, but I guess I don't really know. But honestly, it's an easy way to get diamonds instead of just getting one per vein. So this is very helpful. So after a good mining trip, this is very useful. So I'm putting it here. This is one of the best enchantments of the game. Unbreaking goes on your tools and makes them, well, less breakable. Wow, who'd have guessed? This enchantment is so useful, especially when mining and stuff. Like with, let's say you have Fortune 3 and Breaking 3. That's the greatest combo ever. It's so much fun, like not having your pickaxe dying, and then you don't have to go back and enchant your stuff. But what if your pickaxe, let's say your pickaxe does break, or sword, or anything. Like any tool, this goes on any tool. Which it doesn't take away from anything, so that makes it even better. But what would you do if your pickaxe any tool of yours broke? Well, that's where the next enchantment comes in. Mending is different than all the other enchantments. The others have downsides, such as Fortune, it takes away, so there's a risk you will only get 1 diamond. Silk Touch doesn't let you mine the ores without a Fortune or a regular pickaxe. Infinity does not let you have mending on it. So what does mending do that's so special? Mending heals your items with XP. And this enchantment is super easy to get right now, and I can't even begin to say how much I love this enchantment. Mending is one of the greatest, if not the greatest enchantment, obviously, just for what it's done. This enchantment allows you to heal your items, I just said, with XP, and there's literally no downside with this. There's no reason to not have this on your armor, pickaxes, tools, utilities, whatever. This enchantment really, it's the GOAT. This enchantment is the greatest enchantment in Minecraft. I still don't know how many enchantments are in Minecraft right now.